Hey everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. On Saturday, February 14th, 2026, I recorded a bonus reading for channel members, and the majority of them have voted, and they feel that these messages should be shared with all of you. So what I did was I took the nearly 3-hour video and I edited it down, one for each of the zodiac signs. I encourage you to watch your sun, moon, rising, as well as your Venus. If you're not sure what your placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also in the description box is information on how you can become a time traveler. I issue 48 exclusive readings to members every month. And so if you'd like to join us, that would be fantastic. But whether you can or you can't, please drop some love in the comment section for channel members, because as I said, this reading that normally would be exclusive to them has been made available to you thanks to their love, care, and concern for the collective. I hope you enjoy this reading. Hello, time travelers. It's Jen. How are you doing? I really appreciate your support and your membership. And I want you to know that I do pay attention to the readings that I release for you. I know that you're 12 short, so this is going to be your bonus reading here. We're going to take a look at something that Source wants you to focus on at this time, okay? And I'm going to begin with Aries, work my way around the zodiac wheel here, ending at Pisces. Timestamps will be in the description box. I've set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus, so you're welcome to look at any or all of them. And if you don't know what those placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, you know the rule. It's a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, just take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means that it's someone else's, and don't forget to check out your other placements. Also, at the end of this reading, I'm going to do a collective general reading for everyone watching, and I think that's everything that I want to say. Again, I apologize for the delay in getting out the bonus reading. I just was swamped here with horrible winter weather, and I finally come through it, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to do that bonus reading. So, all right, without any further delay, here we go. Oh, one more thing. Please keep in mind, I'm a Gemini. We are now pre-shadow Mercury retrograde. So if I stumble on my words or I talk a little too fast or a little too slow, I just ask for your forgiveness ahead of time. Okay. With all of that said, I think that's with all of that said now. All right, let's begin. Hello, Scorpio, my moon bebas. You're going to have to forgive me today. Scorpio, we're in pre-shadow Mercury retrograde. That's my ruling planet. I am stumbling and fumbling my way through these readings. So I'm asking for your forgiveness ahead of time. All right, let's see what Source wants you or us to focus on at this time. What do we have, Scorpio? Foundation. Why is foundation something that you want Scorpio to focus on at this time? Foundation. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 9 of Wands, the Chariot, the King of Cups, and the 3 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, the Tower, and the 4 of Wands. Oof. 10 of Swords. My love. There's a situation, environment, or connection that you either are currently existing in or you're about to enter and move forward towards. But if it does not have a solid foundation, it won't be successful. If this is a romantic partnership, it'll be heartbreaking, or it'll come to an end. And that's quite the painful end there, 3 of Swords to the 10 of Swords. So whether this is a business plan, or you want to relocate, or you want to apply for a new job, or again, there's something here you're currently doing or you're about to do. And either way, without it having a strong, solid foundation, moving forward, rushing forward with it, without creating that foundation is actually going to be quite hazardous or traumatic or even painful for you. So you need to shore up the foundation on something first, or make sure that it has a shored up foundation before you proceed forward. Tell me about the 9 of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 9 of Wands is clarified by 6 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Justice. You either are like I said, you're either moving forward with this. I don't know where you are on the timeline. You're either actively engaged in whatever this is, situation, environment, or connection, or you're about to be. And there's something that feels really good in your ego. No offense, we all have ego. But there's something really good that after all I've been through, this, whatever this is starting to move forward. Or after everything I've been through, this opportunity has finally landed in my lap and now I can move forward. But don't let ego get in the way here of something. Because I feel like
whatever isn't working or hasn't worked in the past is all comes down to the foundation. You know, towers come in and knock down things that were not structurally sound to begin with. Ideas, plans, connections, situations, environments, etc., etc. So whether you're actively in it or you have a chance to do it again or it's something new, if you just move forward, if you're just focused on, I'm going to do this because it strokes my ego or it feels good, or I waited a long time for this opportunity, or I waited a long time for this person. Like, again, whatever this is for you, what you have your back turned towards is the reality that if this is not fair and balanced, if you're not careful, if you don't go slow, if you don't lay down the foundation, it's going to crash and burn. I remember when I wanted to launch my YouTube channel, I took 6 months before I actually launched it. I started in like November or December, but it didn't go live until April 6th of 2024. So I started like the November or December beforehand. And I was like, this needs to be a strong foundation. So I need to know how to work the camera. I have to set up the background. You know what I mean? Like, I have to practice on camera how to channel these messages to myself, because at that point I was only used to doing it, you know, for people face to face, one-on-one, in person. And this is a lot different. Also, reading for the collective is a lot different than reading for an individual. I have to take these messages I receive and then say, okay, well, it could be A, B, or C, because I'm not reading for one person. If I was reading for one person, I could just say, this is A, this is yours, but I'm reading for so many of you. So it's like, well, it could be this or it could be this, you know, take what resonates. But I had to learn all that, and I had to get comfortable in how to do that. And so there was a lot of practice and trial runs, and I had to become, you know, accustomed to YouTube and how to upload a video. And so again, I'm not saying my channel is successful. I'm just saying that I prepared for it. I didn't want any tower to come in and knock it down. So I wanted to understand the terms of service. What are the potential things I could do that would demonetize me or strike my channel or have it removed? What are the things I have to avoid doing? Because I don't want that to happen. So I tried to create a foundation that was structured and sturdy that I can now build upon. If this is a connection-based reading for you, again, whether it's professional, platonic, or romantic, the same thing applies. Rushing into the friendship, rushing into a romantic partnership, accepting that job because it sounds good, but not asking the right questions. We're not laying a good foundation here. We don't have good boundaries. You know what I mean? We're not getting to know the person. So again, that type of connection is going to crash and burn. Or we get the job and we're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for a job. So when they offer me a job, I'm not going to ask any questions. Like, don't do that. It might end up being the worst job you ever had. But you would have known that had you taken the time to ask some questions during the interview process. So I think that's all this is saying. And like I said, some of you are in this and others of you, you're about to be in this. Like that, again, general collective reading, right? The opportunity is coming from a soulmate, Two of Cups. Some of you know this person, some of you don't. You might be quick to rush in because, again, with that Ten of Cups, it emotionally feels good in the moment or sounds good in the moment. Whatever you're hearing or whatever they're doing is going to make you feel good. But without a firm foundation, it's not going to last. And I think Source just wants you to focus on that in any partnership, professional, platonic, or romantic in your life, the only way that it's going to last the test of time, if you will, Seven of Swords to the Emperor's in the reverse, the way I cut the deck. The only way it's going to last that test of time is if you have a firm foundation. If you don't take control and actually do that, actively decide to, okay, I'm going to ask the right questions, I'm going to take this slow, I'm going to get to know this person, you're basically just sabotaging that connection. And I'm not saying it's 100% on you, but maybe if you ask the right questions, you decide it's not a connection you want to participate in. You're like, oh, okay, this job, I got to wait 2 years for medical insurance. You might be like, not for me. But again, that would only come from you asking the right questions and making sure we're going to start this, you know, work relationship, this work partnership on a firm foundation. The only way to do that is for me to ask the right questions, sometimes even uncomfortable at the interview or post-interview even. And again, if this is romantic partnership, taking the time and making sure you're both on the same page and you're getting to know one another. Whatever this is, without that strong foundation, I feel like it ends up falling apart on you. And if this is a current connection in your life, I would say before we go further, before we try to build upon this, take the relationship to a higher level of commitment, let's actually get down to the root of it before we try expanding on it. It's like when you own a house. This is a good like metaphor or analogy I could give you. It's like when you go to expand a house. We have a little diner in my town, and it sold, I think, about I want to say about 7 or 8 years ago. Okay, timing is irrelevant. I don't know why I'm doing that because I'm a Gemini. I'm trying to give you all the details. It's like 7 or 8 years ago, the diner sold, and a new owner, before even getting an inspection, was already floating out the idea to the town, like, I'm going to take this old historic diner and, you know, I'm going to add a second floor and a spiral staircase. And a lot of people in the town, number one, freaked out because to them, that's the diner they remember. It's the only diner in this area, right? For like literally like the last 90 years, no lie, literally the last 90 years. And some people were horrified by it. And he was all excited because he was like, I'm going to make this huge and I'm going to make all this money. But he failed to do the inspection to look at the foundation. The foundation of that building was strong enough to get it to that one level little diner that holds maybe, 70 people in there, not even, maybe 50 people in there comfortably. And that's it. That's all that foundation was created to hold. And if he's going to try taking it up a notch, taking it to a higher level, if you will, adding a second or third floor, it's going to collapse because the foundation isn't strong enough. So whatever it is here, again, whether it's existing in your life like a partnership or something new that you want to enter or even create like your own business idea, don't be so naive and just rush in because it feels good in that moment or sounds good in that moment. Because without you building the foundation, I think it's going to fall apart on you. Anything else Scorpio needs to know about this? Hangman to the Six of Cups, learn from your past lessons. Something else did not work out in the past. Or maybe in the current relationship, something did not currently work out. And maybe now you have a second shot at this relationship. Start at the foundation. Anything else? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Death card, you. The Five of Pentacles. And the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. Yeah. Whatever this opportunity is, I would put the brakes on it. Even if this is like reconnection with a person or a current person that you're in connection with. I would just pause and say, we got to assess the foundation. We have to look at this friendship or we have to look at this partnership, something like that. It's time to assess the foundation. If this is work related for you and you work for a company and suddenly now they have an opening for another position, before you're so quick, like, oh, sounds good, I'm going to apply for it, just pause. Is that the type of position that you really want? Get all of the details on it. Do the background homework, right? Do the investigative research because it might sound good because it's the title, or it has a lot of money attached to it. And then you get into it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's the biggest mistake I ever did. I should have just stayed in that department instead of this is more responsibility, less pay. I got to work overtime. They don't pay me for it because I'm considered a manager. Like some states allow you to title an employee manager. And basically what that means is you don't have to pay them overtime. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So there's just stuff like that. Again, whether it's existing in your life or that's something new, make sure the foundation is firmed up. And if this is something currently in your life, like a friendship or a romantic partnership, I would just kind of put the brakes on it and start assessing that foundation and talk to the person about it. Look, I think our friendship's been having some issues or our romantic partnership has been having some issues. Can we get back to working on the foundation of it? Can we make us structurally sound before we move forward? If the person says no, then they're not interested in a long-lasting partnership or relationship with you. Why wouldn't they be like, yeah, let's get to know one another better. Let's strengthen our bond. If you're the only one who wants to do it and they don't, that's your answer right there to exit. But I think a conversation here needs to be had. Again, for those of you where this is an existing connection in your life, even if it's a family connection. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Wands, your victory, Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Didn't we see the Six of Cups here before? Oh, it was at the bottom of the deck, the Moon card. Yeah, I think your victory and success here comes from learning a lesson from the past that the last time I engaged with this or in something similar, it crashed and burned. And so this time around, we're going to do it differently or I'm going to do it differently. And I think that's your victory. I think that's how you make progress. I think that's what's successful is learning the lesson from the past that the last time you tried to do this with this person or something similar with someone else and it crashed and burned, it's because you need a strong foundation. And if this is your current relationship, you have an opportunity here to strengthen it. But I would start at the base. It's all about the base. That is what I have for you, Scorpio, at this time. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.
Thank you so much for watching that reading. I hope that it is beneficial to you at this time. Remember to drop some love in the comment section for our channel members because they made that message available to you at this time. If you'd like to join them, in the description box is information on how you can become a time traveler. I release 48 exclusive readings to members, and so if you can join us, that would be fantastic. Remember to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.